What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. More Hail Caesar faction reviews here. So today we're taking a look at one that I didn't really know much about initially, as far as even their backstory and their place in history, but the Ghaznavids, which occupy basically the mid-10th through the late 11th centuries AD, and essentially kind of taking over parts of Eastern Persia and Afghanistan as far as where they were located. So now, jumping into the army, it is definitely a longer list, but this has a lot going on as well. So it is one that you are forced to take, again, kind of at minimum, some infantry, some cavalry. You can go kind of balanced, 50-50, or any other combination of that, but 25% at least of each. And among that, though, we have a kind of a unique wrinkle where before a lot of armies would have elephants available to them, this one requires you to at least have some, and that's at least 10%. So 1 in 10 units in the army must be elephants. Now, the cavalry does have a sub requirement here, so that has to be basically heavy cavalry. The Ghulam heavy cavalry has to be at least half of all the cavalry. And interestingly then as well, we get some artillery in here, so up to 3 artillery units, and then fairly typical division things here, although Indian units must be grouped into their own divisions and may also include bow-armed skirmishers as noted below. And then skirmishers here, 50% per division if you want to. So let's jump in and take a look at everything that this list has going on. And as you can see, it's a lot. So we'll start off at the top. We get a selection of different infantry here. Nothing too special yet until we get a little bit further down. But we have Ghaznavid medium infantry with mixed ranks of spears and bows. So even though they don't have any special rules, as I've always said throughout these videos, when you have kind of a toolbox unit that can do decent enough in fighting, it is, these are just stock units of their particular type. But then they also have bows, so, they'll do plenty of shooting before, they close with the enemy or the enemy closes with you. And hopefully you can soften them up a little bit, so then even, sort of tipping things in your favor there before combat is joined. So there's a lot of missile action that this list will be able to do, and you can actually make half of them heavy infantry. So for and it doesn't really list the points here. Actually, no, I'm sorry, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So for 3 extra points, yeah, we can take half of them as heavy, which could be a solid upgrade. So heavy infantry, that does pretty damn decent at ranged combat as well. So nothing to sneeze at. We do get regular infantry, and usually it's light infantry with bows as normal units, but here they're actually medium infantry, although they are slightly downgraded in combat to 5s. But, another solid missile unit here with 3s on short and long. We do get some Arab infantry as well, so nothing too fancy here. Medium infantry with long spears, just one of them. It's up to you to take it if you want. But now we get into some of the more interesting types here. We have the Dailami, medium infantry with mixed ranks of spears and bows, so somewhat similar to above, but for 1 extra point versus the basic Ghaznavid ones above, we actually get tough fighters, so that's actually kind of a steal, so definitely worth considering there. And then we get a kind of a crazy light infantry unit here. So Ghazni with spears and or javelins. So 5s there, obviously light infantry as far as morale saves go. But these guys, as far as light infantry, we get fanatics and wild fighters in a light infantry package. And there's no other restrictions on these basically. So you could actually have a whole lot of these and almost use them kind of like suicide units. Get them up there, hopefully roll well on the dice, maybe even win some fights, and just soften up enemies, and then kind of follow up with missiles, or do it in reverse, pepper the enemy with missiles on the way in with your other units, and then just get some charges off with these guys and see what they can do. Now, only the 5 dice is going to be a little bit rough, so if you don't roll too well there, you might bounce against some of the tougher opposing units that are out there, but fanatics and wildfighters can help with that. And then we get sort of a stock version of that unit. So only 20 points, but basically same as above as far as gear goes with the Afghan infantry. We do get another archer ability here, Afghan or Indian light infantry as archers here. So these are the sort of fully downgraded ones with 4s for the combat stats. Also 20 points. Skirmisher package, we get, again, bows there. And then another interesting flavor here. So naphtha pots, fielded as a small unit. It's basically little napalm type units there, grenade throwers. So 13 points there, something unique. Then getting into the cavalry, there's again quite a bit here. So this list really does spoil you. So definitely something to, could be fun really to collect this, just with everything that this can do, especially for this time period. But anyway, Ghaznavid, heavy cavalry ghulams with spears and bows. So, when we get, again, a toolbox unit is always great, but then when it's in a heavy cavalry package, that's just pretty damn awesome. So 32 points for the stock unit here. These guys come with Eager. We don't always see that too much, but we have it here. Now, we could also pay just a single point extra, and it doesn't really give us any other restrictions to make them palace ghulams, which all it really does is give you, for one measly little point, tough fighters. So tough fighters in a heavy cavalry package is kind of scary. That's pretty good. We get just sort of a generic heavy cavalry unit, although these are Turkish heavy cav with javelins, so we don't always see javelins on heavy cavalry. Also Turkish light cav with spears and or javelins and bows as small units, and these guys get feigned flight, so an excellent unit there. And we get Kwaraj medium cavalry with spears fielded as a small unit, just one. You might as well take it because it's a cool sounding unit, but also for 20 points we get Fanatic and Tough Fighters in the form of, again, a light cavalry unit, so just interesting stuff going on there. Indian cavalry with spears, just one, although we could pay a little bit extra to make it heavy cavalry. Overall, not too exciting there, given the other choices above. We get Arab medium cavalry with spears, so, decent enough generic unit, but again, somewhat similar to above. But then the Arab or Indian light cavalry with spears and or javelins as small units, again, another option for feigned flight here for 19 points. And a little bit seems like a little bit cheaper also than the Turkish one up above, so you get a 2-point discount there. Then we get some horse archers as small units, so again, just more and more shooting here. Lots and lots of missile action with this list. So we got some more static units, and then the various mobile units here. And here you get Parthian shot, among other things as well. So just, again, you're spoiled with just choices and also quality in this list. And then finally we get to the elephants. Hey, their special rule is elephant, surprise. But again, we have to have at least 10% of the army be that. And then we get our artillery here. So we don't have any light. These guys just rock the medium and heavy stuff. So medium stone throwers and then heavy stone throwers. Now, the heavy you only get one, but then you can basically load them up with fire missiles. So again, something we have not seen at all, I don't think, in any of the previous lists. So for 2 extra points, and you only get the one unit, you might as well pay the points for that upgrade, because that just sounds awesome. And then everything is rounded out here with leadership 8, which definitely, is the standard. So that helps, because certainly a 7 would make this a little tough to command. There's definitely a lot that you need to be doing with this list. It would probably run pretty well just, with like sort of an average game plan, but just given all the power units that you really have here. But if you can be pretty damn skilled with your orders and get things to go your way for the most part, this really should steamroll a lot of things that are out there, especially contemporary things. So let us know if you guys have played this list, collected it. Not really even sure who would make models that would fit for the Ghaznavids, but definitely an interesting one to look at just from the history as well. Not something that you normally see on the gaming tabletop. A lot of other things are taking place at that time that tend to draw more attention as far as minis and stuff go, but could be something fun and unique to test out against other contemporary armies at that time period. So be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. If you also want to support the channel a little bit more, definitely check out the link in the description. Anything you pick up from Warlord from there also will help support the channel. So thanks so much again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.